Davis together with Steve Melewski from MasseySports.com, who covers not only the Orioles, but he also covers the minor leagues and does a great job doing that. Steve, let's talk about Orioles pitching prospects right now. How many do you think they have that are legit?
Oh, man, they got a few going well right now, Tom, especially in the starting rotation of the 4 full-season affiliates. We want to talk about a couple guys right now. One is sort of nearing the end of his minor league development, and one is in the very early stages, but the numbers are really good right now. And Chris Lee, a lot of fans have heard his name. They acquired him from Houston last May. He immediately saw some velocity increases under the Orioles' watch here. He's now ranked as their 6th best prospect. Maybe he's their best left-handed starting pitching prospect they have. And Lee is really doing well at Bowie. Ofelky Peralta, maybe people don't know his name as well, but signed out of the Dominican a couple years ago. The Orioles saw him at a showcase in September of 2013, and Fred Ferreira liked what he saw so much, they signed him that day. They didn't let him get away. And Peralta, the Orioles have said all along, they really like his strong right arm. He can touch the mid-90s, but the command was very much lagging behind. But what they've seen, Tom, is some real gains in command here. He got with Ramon Martinez at Instructional League last year, Blaine Beatty this year in Delmarva. They've really worked on, as they say, repeating his mechanics. And this 19-year-old kid is learning to do it. And at a time, Tom, when there's some really good starting pitching on the farm, Lee has made big command gains. Peralta has made big command gains, and they're seeing the results in Bowie and in Delmarva.
How about Trey Mancini? Now, Mancini started the season at Bowie, but he's now in Norfolk. What's he doing?
He is bashing the baseball. And here, Tom, here is a direct look at just how well his power has increased for Mancini. And they say the hit tool comes before power, but look at that. 1 home run every 85 at-bats his first year. That was Aberdeen. Then he moved up to Frederick and Delmarva, 1 home run every 54 at-bats. But now look at the power kick in. Last year, Frederick and Bowie, a home run every 25 at-bats. And look at this year, a home run every 14 at-bats at AA and AAA for Trey Mancini. So he's starting to drive the ball with authority. He's starting to do this, hit the ball out to right center field. And that time is when you really see the power coming, because a lot of these guys, they can turn on the ball and hit it out to left and left center. But when they can drive the ball with authority all over the ballpark, you really start to have a power prospect. And Mancini right now has 10 home runs. I mean, last year we thought was a good power year for him. He had 21. He has 10 already. And as you've seen that stat show you, each way, as he's worked his way up the ladder, more power has come. And with that, by the way, the average has not decreased. He won the batting title in Bowie. So the guy, you got to give him props. I mean, no, don't want to oversell Trey Mancini, but that power stat we showed show you how it's increasing, and he's kept the average up there pretty well as well.
Now, most fans know about Trey Mancini and also Christian Walker, but how about Chance Sisco? He's an up-and-coming catcher, right?
I'll tell you, he is having a heck of a year at Bowie. You got to give this kid props, too. He is 21 years old. He's one of the youngest players in the Eastern League. This was a high draft pick by the Orioles a couple years ago, and he is a left-handed hitting catcher. Right now, he's leading the Eastern League in hitting with that .333 average, and here's what's really excited Oriole brass. He is 2nd in the league in on-base percentage, well over 400. Unlike Mancini, the power hasn't come yet, but Sisco can spray the ball all over the field. He's got a beautiful swing. He has really learned the strike zone well, Tom, which has helped him get those walks. And he's throwing out 40%. That is near tops in the Eastern League. So his defense, we know, has been knocked the last year or two. It kind of reminds me of Caleb Joseph, who kept hearing in the minors, you're not good enough defensively. He got here, and all of a sudden, he's pretty good defensively. So I think that's the role model for Chance Sisco. Caleb kept being told he wasn't good enough with the glove, and look at what he's turned into. And Sisco, before our eyes, is getting better defensively at Bowie, and he's leading the league in hitting.
Now, the Major League Baseball draft comes up the first week of June. Tell us a little bit about what the Orioles will be leaning towards.
This is going to be interesting to see, Tom. The Orioles have a haul of picks here. Look at the 5 picks they have in the first 91 selections in the draft, which will start June 9th, 10th, and 11th, and a really chance to do some good here and help continue to stock the farm system. The rules have changed in recent years with the new CBA. Now there's kind of slotting, so when the player gets drafted, he knows about what he's going to get. There's not the big negotiation and some of the overslot signings there once was, but the Orioles are very deep into their final preparations. Gary Rasich, the scouting director, he met with his top regional scouts in Dallas last week. He and his top staff will come to Baltimore, the warehouse behind us, on June 3rd for their final draft meetings. That's where guys like Dan Duquette and Buck Showalter will sit in and share some of their thoughts as well. And it's an important draft for the Orioles. When isn't it an important draft, right?
Right.
I mean, your top players, that's where they come from. So 5 of the first 91 picks this year for the Orioles. It's exciting for the organization and the scouting staff and all the scouts who have been out there seeing all these games all over the country and the beyond in some cases to hopefully get some good kids June 9.
Steve, as always, a great job. Steve Melewski, check him out on MassivSports.com. Full of information every day on a daily basis. That's Steve Melewski from MassivSports.com.